Hello and welcome to Female Founders. I'm Rachel McCord. On today's episode, we have founder and CEO of QYRAL, Hanieh Sigari, and my sister, actress, philanthropist, and founder of Together One Heart, Annalynne McCord. Today's episode is going to be incredible. You don't want to miss it. Hi, I'm Rachel McCord here at NASDAQ headquarters talking to our female founders. I am so honored today. We have two amazing guests, starting off with the queen, Hanieh Sigari of QYRAL. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you so much, Rachel. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for being such a legacy to women. You, your grandmother, your mother, you are in a generation of helping women make a difference in their lives, in their communities, and therefore in the world. I'm such a fangirl. Can you tell? Can you tell? Now, not only are we both mamas, but we also have working relationships with our spouses. You've started a few companies with your husband, 3 companies, correct?
Yes, we're going on our third. Yes.
You're going on your third. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk about QYRAL and how you are helping women build businesses wherever they are. I think that's the biggest challenge when you become an entrepreneur. Where do I start? How do I start? I don't have the funding capital. I don't know what to do. How do I get started? And you are putting tools in these women's hands so they can actually do that. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So entrepreneurship changed my life, and I believe there's a lot of women out there who are stay-at-home moms. They would love to work, and those are the women we're working with currently, but they just don't either have access to the tools or the knowledge or the education, and I just wanted to make it as accessible as possible. So think of it as a turnkey solution for women to come join. We do all of the back-end support. We provide the products. Everything is personalized, prescription grade, and all you have to do is do the thing that women love to do anyways, which is network and connect and build and grow communities. So that's what we're doing. The training's there. It's very systematic. Follow it, and you can get pretty far.
That's incredible. And as a biochemist, you have done your work. You are helping women reverse aging. Let's talk about that for a second, because as in business, we are all feeling the pressure, especially as women, to be able to set ourselves apart. But there's so much pressure on a physical appearance while we're also trying to build our businesses. And what I love is that you've really pulled together 2 parts for the women's journey that's so important and so on the top of our minds. So can you talk a little bit about the product itself and what sets you apart?
Sure. So I'm so passionate about aging. I think aging and demystifying the aging process has been a lifelong passion of mine. I studied biology, psychology. Once I was able to connect the body, mind together, I was like, I need to get a little bit deeper, get under the hood, and that's where biochemistry came in. And once I was done, I was like, I could either devote my time to go and work in a lab and figure out, a solution in that way, or I could go in the field. And that's what I did. My first business was working with dementia, Alzheimer's patients, really understanding the aging process. And once I got out of that business, I took some time. I took about a year off to really figure out what I want to do next. And I wanted to bring my passion, my love for beauty, aging, helping and empowering women. And that's where QYRAL came in. Our products are all personalized, prescription grade. So we target the cellular process of the body, right? And some of the best products that are out there for skincare are really through prescription. So we give you access to a dermatologist for an entire year.
For under $100.
$50.
$50?
Yeah.
Breaking
Less than
news.
$50. Yes, you get access to your dermatologist 24/7, and we formulate your prescription product. It's compounded. So your unique formulation is not going to be like anybody else's. But not only that, we're also formulating and personalizing the entire system and regimen around it. So, you'll need some support to rebuild the cells that you have, and you'll need to moisturize, and we formulate all of that for the individual personally.
Wow. Wow, that's so incredible. I love the telehealth side of the brand because I think that that is really important. And I know that for entrepreneurial women who decide they want to be a consultant and they want to sell this product, they believe in the product as you do, there's that process of how do I really communicate with my audience? Maybe I didn't go to school for cosmetology. How do I really translate that into sales so I can put food on the table? I can pay my rent. I can provide for my children. And I love that you've paired those together. And I know my personal barrier with going to see a dermatologist is timing. As a busy working mom, when do I have 5 minutes to invest in self-care in general, but let alone dermatology? Because I feel like that's kind of the last thing we think about. But you're giving it the opportunity to come forward. It seems like you've built your business on passion, on really being passionate about what you're doing, about carrying the legacy of your mother before you, and putting that out into the world, but then also putting passion behind a project and a product. So can you speak to that for entrepreneurs out there? That journey to identifying your passion and then how to leverage that into a business that works.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to become an entrepreneur, it's not easy. What advice would I? Don't do it, you know, because it's a long journey of a lot of self-talk, a lot of self-belief that I can do this, but you're birthing something and it's so beautiful. So what was the question? Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. You're actually on a great goal. So I would just say like how to identify that passion. So you're birthing something beautiful. Like, how do you birth that passion? And then we'll just have 2 minutes to wrap up.
Okay. Yeah, so you're bringing something into this world. And I think as entrepreneurs, as artists, we owe it to the world to pour our heart and soul into something and deliver it to the public. And hopefully one day it'll be a masterpiece, right? Someone out there will put a lot of value on it. But for now, it's just something I want to do. I want to educate people on the process of aging. I want to empower women, and that's all I'm focused on. And building a great product, right? That's the most efficacious, effective products out there. And giving access to people having dermatologists and high quality products. Yeah.
Wow. Well, Hanieh, thank you so much for being here with me today and talking about this important topic. I'm so excited. Hanieh Sigari from QYRAL talking to us today about how to really find your passion and build a business. Our next guest is my sister and an incredible founder herself, Annalynne McCord. So don't go anywhere. I'm Rachel McCord here from Female Founders at NASDAQ in the headquarters at Times Square. I am so excited, you guys. We have had the most amazing conversation with Hanieh Sigari before this, and now, of course, I'm getting into it with my very own sister, Annalynne McCord.
I've been interviewing somebody else. I'm so nervous right now. You're interviewing me.
Do I scare you a little bit?
Yeah, you're too terrifying me, really.
Okay, I think it's so incredible because you started your journey as this crazy famous actress in New York. This is where you started it all. 15 years old, the little backpack. You didn't wear a backpack, but I think it's funnier to have a little funky backpack rolling through the city on your own.
Backpack, actually. It was leather, but it didn't look cute.
It didn't look cute. I wish it was like a little teddy bear. I think that would be great.
It's not bad.
I think it's so amazing because, you know, I was so scared to leave home. We grew up in trailer parks in Georgia, as you're aware. You know, you were there. You were there.
And food stamps and all of that.
Yes, and I went the business route. You went the unpredictable artist, creative actress. Graduated high school at 15 years old, no big deal, it's so annoying. I did it at 16, competitive sisters. But you came to New York, you built an entire career, a successful career. Like, I mean, it was so crazy when you were on 90210 and you're on every single elevator, every bus all over LA. That was terrifying for me, let alone for you. And then you went on and did something different. You went on and built 2 organizations focused on rescuing children from human trafficking. It's absolutely impactful. It's incredible. And you are the ultimate female founder. I'm so proud of you. I'm so amazed by you. And I mean, U.S. congressional honor.
Oh, you know, just that. I'm gonna leave now.
Can you talk about what that journey has been like, being this celebrity and saying this is not enough? I actually need to do more than that.
Yes.
I need to actually do what the more is in life.
What the more is. Well, first of all, I have to gush a little bit. I'm so proud of you. I don't think either of us in our little trailer park imagined this moment right now. So I'm just really grateful for
You
this.
make me cry. My makeup artist and myself are going to be very
Okay,
upset.
I won't make you cry. I'm gonna bring it back.
Until after. Bring it in. Bring it.
You know the 9-year-old little me who was like, I'm going to be an actress one day. And you know all the people who said, no, I wasn't.
Yeah.
And yes, I did.
Yes, she did.
Yes, I
Hair
did.
flip too.
Obviously, we weren't able to go to college. I am proud of that now because I became a millionaire by 23. That's what we call success in the world. But as you know, my personal journey, I was at the darkest place of my life at that moment, and in those moments building up to it. And it was because I always knew what I wanted, but I never knew why. And the why is the most important part, as it turns out. Apparently, humans need meaning and purpose in life. You have so much meaning and so much purpose. You've added so much meaning and purpose to my life. Your little man, Jude, your little son. And I have a bunch of babies that I did not give birth to. I found my why in Cambodia. I found my why fighting human trafficking, and suddenly being an actress made sense again. Because as you know, I did not want to be an actress anymore. I had a whole, what I call my young life crisis. I got the midlife crisis out of the way early, and I was like, okay, I don't want to be an actress anymore. You know, we're really dramatic.
Yes,
you know this from
so
me and my
dramatic.
sister, but everyone knows an actress is dramatic. My friend actually, Jessica Minhouse, who you know, here in New York, my first acting partner here in New York, I call her and I'm like, I'm quitting acting and I'm going to work at Starbucks and find a new passion. I hate this. And she was like, no, you're not. You have a platform. And that was the turning point of my life. And it was when 902, when I was being offered, I said no to the show multiple times. And what's interesting is that I've never been paid less than men, because I lost this whole crazy, I guess, the thing that we're conditioned to have with as female founders, entrepreneurs, or women who are having to pitch themselves. That's what I do. And as an audition, I'm in a pitch room every single day or multiple times a day saying like, buy me, buy me. It's so awful. It's so humbling, man. Oh my gosh. But that, I lost the apologetic aspect that Jesse Draper was on the show before talking about women coming in and apologizing. I didn't want to be an actress, so I just said no, and they kept offering me more money. And I was like, oh, there's something to this. I shall walk upon all deals, and I do. I walk on every single deal, and I make so much more money than a woman in my position might know that she can make. So that was really interesting to take that and then shift that into this founding my passion and working in such a political corporation, but it's not allowed to be called a corporation because it's an organization. But it's totally run the same way. You just have to navigate politics that you would never imagine. And I think that's been the hardest part. I love being on the ground with the girls and I love the work that I do in that capacity. But the day-to-day in charity is really, it's harrowing because there's such tightrope lines that you have to walk. And I think for anyone in that space, you have to offer yourself, I did not mean for this to rhyme, you have to offer yourself a lot of grace. You have to understand that this is really what you're doing is changing the world every single day. And when you get this pushback from companies, or if you feel like you have to play the political aspect of it, I say don't do that. Sit down and say, look, I got 5 minutes, I got kids to save, what's your ask? Here's mine.
Wow.
Quid pro quo, it's totally okay. I know that we do this tiptoe dance. I'm straightforward, you know me, I'm direct. I'm like, just tell me what you want. You want an actress at your event next week? You want to sponsor my event for my kids? Let's go, I'll be there. Where am I flying? What's happening?
Wow.
So understanding the political aspect, but not letting it play you, play it.
I love that, and you are a boss negotiator. I mean, I've been on the wrong side of you one time. I didn't mean to be. I found myself lost in translation. I'm still licking wounds. But it is really remarkable because what you're telling our listeners is, hey, take the emotion out of it. Yeah. Just go in for it. Do your very best that you possibly can, and say very clearly what you want to do. And Jessie Draper, yes, on that episode, she spoke about, hey, do the ask. Yeah. The ask is so scary sometimes if we allow it to be. Otherwise, we can just say, you know what, it doesn't have to be scary. Yeah. So aside from taking the emotion out of it, what would you do if you are feeling the emotion? How would you take it down?
Well, it's funny because I've actually had to put the emotion back into it. So I'm so grateful to the men that have been inspirational in perhaps the way that I've learned how to navigate business. I had to learn to be feminine. I was afraid to let my feminine side show. And we're hailing back to Jessie Draper a lot 'cause she's awesome. But she was talking about, we love our men. We need our men, and especially in this fight against sexualized violence against women. Like, I led the Women's March at the UN a few years back. You know this. I keep telling you things you already know. But
It never ceases to amaze me, though. You drop it, I'm like, oh yeah.
no,
oh,
but
you
they
did
were
do
really,
that. I
they
forgot.
regretted bringing me there because I said on International Women's Day, I'd like to thank all of the men. My point was, you've got men marching down New York streets. They're not waving flags and speaking on bullhorns. They're just this silent guardian supporting us. When you look at the statistics, you're seeing a very small percentage of men cause harm in the world, and a massive percentage are our protectors, our heroes, our guardians, these wonderful energies. We don't need any more of that. We need powerful feminine energy. And if anyone thinks that the feminine's not strong, I don't know. We're from the South. We've seen a hurricane. You've been in a hurricane before. The feminine energy is powerful. We need more of that embodied in business, and we need more of that embodied in these negotiations. I don't negotiate now like hard the way I used to. I'm like, oh, honey, you can't pay me that. Are you silly? I'm walking right out on that deal. And I get the same amount that I can still be charming and feminine. I'm not apologetic, but I'm also not going into that like, you will pay me or you will die. I think there's like this pendulum swing energy. And so I think I learned a lot of that from my girls. I've learned from you. I've learned from Angel, our older sister. I was afraid to be feminine, and now I'm like, I'm a girly girl, and I can kick some butt.
Yes, you can. Babe, you've kicked butt on this interview, by the way. I'm just going to tell you. Sister props.
Namaste.
Thank you so much, Anna. Thank you for the orphanage that you've built in Cambodia, saving these little girls. Thank you for going into very, very big establishments and shaking things up. You are so incredible, and I love you. I look up to you as a sister and as a friend, and
Thank you
I'm
for being my
really
hero.
grateful. Oh my gosh, I love you. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Rachel McCord on Female Founders here at NASDAQ at the headquarters in Times Square with my sister, Annalynne McCord. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.